Hello and welcome to Just Hoops.
Labaron Philon Jr. enters the 2026 NBA draft as one of the most intriguing and polarizing guard prospects in the class. A consensus four-star recruit out of Alabama, Philon chose to stay home and play for the Crimson Tide, where he immediately flashed his potential as a freshman. After testing the waters during the 2025 NBA draft process, concerns surrounding his frame, shooting consistency, and overall physical profile ultimately led him back to school for a sophomore season. That decision proved to be the right one. Philon took a massive leap in his second collegiate season, emerging as one of the most productive offensive guards in college basketball. He nearly doubled his scoring output while posting efficient 50-40-80 shooting splits, showcasing significant growth as both a scorer and overall offensive engine. His ability to consistently create advantages with the ball in his hands, combined with his improved perimeter shooting, has elevated him into the first-round considerations and placed him firmly in the conversation as one of the top guard prospects in this loaded class. What makes Philon such an intriguing evaluation is the contrast between his production and his physical profile. Offensively, he possesses many of the traits NBA teams covet in modern lead guards. He utilizes a unique combination of ball handling creativity, change of pace, and feel for the game to consistently break down defenders and generate paint touches and advantages for his team. Rather than relying on elite explosiveness, Philon manipulates defenders with timing, footwork, and shifts in speed, allowing him to create separation and control offensive possessions. At the same time, questions remain about how his game will translate against NBA size and athleticism. A disappointing performance at the NBA Combine reignited concerns surrounding his frame, burst, and overall physical tools. While the skill level and production are undeniable, determining how much those physical limitations will impact the ceiling at the next level remains one of the key questions surrounding his draft stock. Philon measured 6'2" 3/4 barefoot with a 6'6" 1/4 wingspan and a slender 175-pound frame at the NBA Combine. He will be just 20 years old on draft night. During his sophomore season at Alabama, Philon averaged 22 points, 5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.4 stocks per game, while posting an impressive 62.6 true shooting percentage. His efficiency, shot creation, and offensive growth were among the biggest reasons for Alabama's success and his subsequent rise up draft boards. At the next level, Philon's greatest strengths project to be his self-creation ability, rim finishing, playmaking instincts, handle and pace, and overall offensive feel. His ability to consistently create advantages with the ball in his hands gives him legitimate lead guard upside. The primary concerns surrounding his projection stem from his frame, athletic profile, and whether he possesses the physical tools necessary to consistently finish and defend against NBA competition. In his freshman season, Philon operated largely off the ball alongside All-American guard Mark Sears. His sophomore year was a different story entirely. As the experienced lead guard in Tuscaloosa, he took a commanding step forward in both volume and efficiency. His field goal attempts jumped from 8.5 to 14.7, three-point attempts from 3.4 to 6.2, and free throw attempts from 2.4 to 6 per game, all while improving across every single shooting split. Field goal percentage jumped from 45.2% to 50.1%, three-point percentage from 31.5% to 39.9%, free throw percentage from 76.7% to 79.8%, and true shooting percentage from 54.9% to 62.6%. For a player whose shooting consistency was one of his biggest question marks entering the season, this represents a significant developmental leap. Philon's offense combines a high-level feel for the game with advanced pace manipulation, subtle changes of direction, elite wiggle, and tight ball handling to consistently create advantages against defenders. Rather than relying on elite explosiveness, Philon wins with timing, footwork, and deception. One of the most encouraging indicators in his profile is his ability to generate paint touches consistently. He routinely gets 2 feet in the paint, forcing defensive rotations and creating advantages for both himself and his teammates. Philon converted 57.4% of his 2-point attempts last season, a testament of his craft and touch as a finisher. His floater has become a legitimate weapon, and he shows impressive comfort finishing with either hand while utilizing a variety of footwork and release points to neutralize shot blockers. That same creativity extends all the way to the rim, where he consistently finds ways to score despite lacking elite size or explosiveness. This touch shown on the floater leads me to believe that he has potential at becoming a true three-level scorer. Alabama's system, being so intent on shots from the three or rim, could have contributed on lower mid-range attempts for Philon, but the touch seems to be there. What makes his downhill game even more dangerous is his threat of a pull-up jumper. According to Synergy, Philon shot 38% on off-the-ball three-point shots, with the majority of his attempts coming in those situations. His footwork entering these shots is consistently sound, allowing him to stay balanced regardless of how he creates separation. While his release point is somewhat slower than ideal, his ability to create space off the bounce and knock down difficult jumpers should help offset those concerns at the next level. Adding a bit more to the shooting aspect I was just talking about, it deserves a section of its own. One of the biggest reasons for Philon's rise of draft boards was his growth in this area. Entering the season, evaluators questioned whether he could become a reliable perimeter threat. He answered many of those concerns by improving his three-point percentage from 31.5% to 39.9%, while nearly doubling his scoring output and significantly increasing his offensive workload like I was just talking about. Beyond the raw percentages, the context is encouraging. Philon was not simply just benefiting from catch-and-shoot opportunities. He frequently created his own looks off the dribble and showed confidence in taking difficult shots late in possessions. His willingness to shoot, combined with his improved efficiency, has significantly strengthened his offensive projection. Again, the release is a bit slow, but his balance, touch, and elite shot-making ability suggests that his shooting improvements are sustainable. If he continues progressing as a perimeter shooter, it will make his ability to get downhill even more effective by forcing defenders to respect him at all three levels.
Oh, he's going to drill it.
Tied at 60.
What passion this place. You can feel it. I can feel it. Look at this.
Philon.
Look at this.
Philon's playmaking upside may be one of my favorite aspects of his game. He increased his assists from 3.8 to 5 per game with an impressive 31.9% assist percentage to add to his 30% usage, showing he could be a lead guard at the next level. Alabama frequently placed the ball in his hands as the primary initiator, particularly in the pick and roll. There, Philon utilized the same pace manipulation and change of speed ability that fuels his scoring to put defenses in difficult positions. He consistently identified weak side shooters, found rollers, and delivered timely passes when defenses committed extra help to stopping his drives. What elevates his playmaking beyond simple passing vision is his patience. Philon rarely appears rushed and generally allows plays to develop before making decisions. He understands how to keep defenders on his hip, manipulate help defenders, and create passing windows through timing rather than pure athleticism. His handle is equally important to his projection. Philon possesses a tight, creative dribble package that allows him to access different areas of the floor and consistently generate advantages. Combined with his feel for the game and improved scoring profile, his playmaking gives him legit lead guard upside at the next level. Now we're going to move on to Philon's swing skills, starting with his defensive production decline. Defensively, Philon's evaluation is more nuanced than the raw athletic testing numbers may suggest. As a freshman, when his offensive responsibilities were lighter, he established himself as one of the better point-of-attack defenders in his class. That defensive impact was a major reason why he initially generated NBA interest. As his offensive workload expanded during his sophomore season, some defensive slippages followed. His defensive box plus minus declined from 4.1 to 2.1, though his steal production remained relatively stable at 1.2 steals per game. While the statistical regression is worth noting, it is also understandable given the significantly larger burden he carried offensively. The larger concern stems from the physical profile. Philon tested in the 17th percentile in lane agility among guards at the NBA Combine, and there are moments on film where quicker athletes are able to gain an advantage against him. His lack of ideal size and elite burst may limit his defensive versatility against bigger and more explosive NBA guards. Despite those concerns, there are several encouraging indicators. Philon consistently demonstrates strong anticipation skills, active hands, and a willingness to compete. He does an excellent job digging at drivers, disrupting passing lanes, and generating turnovers through instincts rather than pure athletic tools. His awareness off the ball and ability to read developing actions often put him in positions to make plays. While he may never project as a lockdown defender, his instincts, competitiveness, and basketball IQ give him a realistic path towards becoming a neutral to positive defender at the NBA level, particularly if he is surrounded by size and defensive infrastructure. The primary swing factor in Philon's evaluation remains his physical profile. At 6'2" and 175 pounds, questions naturally arise regarding how his game will translate against larger, stronger, and more athletic NBA defenders. Guards who consistently measure in at 6'5" to 6'7", with significantly greater strength could present challenges that he rarely encountered at the collegiate level. The encouraging aspect is that Philon will still be only 20 years old on draft night, leaving plenty of room for physical development. Adding strength, particularly through his core and lower body, should help him better absorb contact, finish through physical defenders, and hold up defensively against larger matchups. Athletically, Philon does not project to be an explosive, above-the-rim guard. However, his lack of elite vertical pop has not prevented him from being an efficient scorer. He compensates through pace manipulation, timing, footwork, and touch around the basket. His 57.4% two-point field goal percentage is evidence that he already understands how to create and finish quality opportunities despite lacking elite athletic traits. One area evaluators will watch closely is how his finishing translates against NBA length and physicality. While Philon consistently finishes through contact at the collegiate level, professional defenders will present a different challenge. His ability to continue generating paint touches and converting efficiently against superior athletes will play a major role in determining his long-term offensive ceiling. Ultimately, Philon's projection is less about becoming a better athlete and more about adapting physically to the demands of the NBA. The league has seen several successful lead guards, such as Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton, thrive without elite explosiveness by relying on skill, pace, strength, and feel for the game. Philon possesses many of those same foundational traits. The key will be whether he can continue to build the strength necessary to maximize those against NBA competition. Overall, Philon projects as a high-impact NBA guard with legitimate lead guard upside. His combination of pace, shot creation, shooting development, playmaking feel, and offensive processing gives him one of the stronger offensive foundations among guards in this class. On the lower end of his range of outcomes, Philon projects as a valuable rotation guard capable of providing scoring, secondary playmaking, and offensive organization off the bench. Even if the athletic and physical limitations prove to be more significant than expected, his skill level and feel for the game should allow him to carve out a meaningful NBA role. The high-end outcome is that of a starting-level combo guard who can play alongside another primary creator, while still carrying stretches of offensive responsibility. In this role, he becomes a winning player whose value comes from his ability to create advantages, make quick decisions, score efficiently at multiple levels, and compete defensively despite physical limitations. Ultimately, the determining factor in Philon's career trajectory will not be his skill level, but rather how effectively he adapts physically to the NBA game. If he successfully answers those questions, he has the talent to outperform his draft position and emerge as one of the better guards in this draft class. With all of that said, I'm extremely high on Philon as a prospect. He currently grades out as a top 10 player in this draft class for me and belongs firmly in the conversation with the other top guards available. Given his offensive production, age, developmental trajectory, and lead guard upside, I expect his draft range to fall somewhere in the middle to late lottery. Among potential landing spots, the Memphis Grizzlies, Milwaukee Bucks, and Miami Heat stand out as particularly strong fits. Memphis could provide an ideal environment with a potential Ja Morant exit, allowing Philon to develop in a rebuilding situation to go along with Cedric Coward, Zach Edey, and the number 3 pick. Milwaukee could utilize his secondary creation and shooting next to Giannis Antetokounmpo if they decide to keep him. If not, he could be in a similar situation to Memphis. Miami may be the most intriguing fit of all, as the organization's player development track record, defensive culture, and emphasis on skill development could help maximize Philon's long-term ceiling.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video and breakdown of Labaron Philon's game. If you want to check out some more draft content, we have a Morris Johnson Jr. scout on the channel. Also, I will be posting a few more scouts before the June 23rd draft. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe and comment any other players you would want us to check out and do a full scouting report on. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.